Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Welcome back to part 53 in the full walkthrough in the Crew 2. Part 52 in the last video, ever since I have participated in 2 street race events located to be at St. Louis, Missouri, along with Electric City to be take place in Chicago, Illinois. Especially to have a special for only one event that we might have to be well encased before onwards to be on stage number 7 will be arrival here to be at Detroit, Michigan. Right now, a special will have to be take place to be in downtown, so I might have to take a good check and gonna have to go over to have the same track layout ever since for only one regular street race event. However, the same track layout for doing Detroit special will be doing a 2-lap time attack. We'll have to get set and get ready to go. Recommend between Ford or Chevy to be on the street race discipline. So I'm about to go enter right now. Choosing the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Road Force 1 will be at the ready for doing one part of the event because it might have one American racing muscle car who will have to take the spotlight. Will go begin. So here I come, ladies and gentlemen. One proud American muscle car will have to take 3 minutes 25 seconds to be on the main objective.
It's a go for the U.S. Speed Tour East. Detroit, Michigan. Gunning their engines in Motor City. Downtown Motown.
So you guys might have been there before. Well, at least that might have to take the first time ever during my time in the live summit. Mostly because all kinds of different strategy that you guys might have to be recognized. Mostly to have this part of the special takes place to be on a daytime condition. So you guys might have to be rev it up and gonna have to go on to do some tight turns and kick up the nitro to be on the straightaways. So now gonna have to take that turn to go hit the asphalt. Mostly to find skill and go USA to be speeding up before taking the next turn by having a quick shortcut. Strategy whenever you like to choose, so you'll have to do a different road to go up in about 100,000 points by having a pretend moment. Gonna have to kick it up and take that sidewalk to do the inside as an apex. 38% to be on the main progression. Almost there. Going into the tunnel. Going out and take the next street to be entered to have a full straightaway at the end of the first lap. This special can take for only 2 laps, just like when you're racing with some several opponents when you're in the crew. There you go. Just keep that Mustang to be well stationary to be on the street. Turn left will have to go in. Go forward. Race around in downtown Motown for only one Road Force American will have to take that part of the challenge. There you go. Stay on track. 18 seconds behind the gap to be on the main objective course car will have to be going well behind. So I could probably have to stay in the lead. By the way folks, ever since I have been recording for only part 51 and currently to stop at number 53, but skipping part for only 2 or 3 seconds, can this part of the video segment that will might have to get me to cut me some slack? But I'm still working on it because having a double or triple feature is going to be doing much more important to my channel because I'm currently to be at 468 subscribers. But I'm almost there to get up onto 500 to be on the halfway mark towards 1,000. But here comes the final stretch.
Past the checkpoint they go. Close to finishing. Who will leave their mark?
Alright, 2 minutes, 58.752 seconds is now check and complete. USA for Ford Mustang and one American Road Force 1 to go further. But don't worry, I'll have to save these loop parts will be delivered to be in the mailbox after this. Good time to be cruising around to be at Detroit. So I guess I might have to go and take on for only 2 Hovercraft events ever since from the Gator Rush introduction from Part 49. Time to go zoom out to be on the world map. Going in to be at Lake Michigan for having a Hovercraft event to be take place to be on Lower Peninsula. Different track layout for only same and different to be at night. Alright, so this part of the video segment will have to go for only 2 Hovercraft events to be on the daytime and nighttime to be on a different layout for only 1 element to be on the water and land to be mixed together. So let's go and quick travel to be on the way.
Do you have any idea how hard it is keeping your hovercraft tuned up with all the crashing and ramming you do out there? You drivers treat these things like they're oversized bumper cars. Bumper cars. I love bumper cars. They're the only place I go where I'm not the worst driver around.
Sure does, Hero. I'm still get used to it because it's very hard to drive and get well handled to be on the handling. Alright, looks like the gang's all here. Gonna have to do that starting grid to be stationary, but it takes hard steering and will maintain balance. Is gonna have to do a hard time moment. So here I go and hit the land. Alright, looks like riding in to hit the sand and go entered on the water. Look out everyone, it's about to get rough.
Did I ever tell you about the time I met an amazing girl on the bumper cars? It's a great story. I kept ramming into her totally by accident, because you know, me behind the wheel? Yeesh.
Yeah, sounds like riding bumper cars in the amusement park, by the way. Somehow it is going to be very rough to handle to drive it in to have 2 surfaces on land and water. But I mean, look at me now because I'm still trying to get used to it.
The thing was, she didn't know I was bumping her by accident, and she was getting annoyed. So she bumped me back really hard.
Yep. I know how fun times with your girlfriend, Hero. Fun times. Always enjoyed having a good time moment in the amusement park. Sorry about that, viewers. I'm just always gonna have to get used to Hero's conversation, by the way.
Like that! That is exactly how that girl bumped me back. She kept doing that to me over and over and over.
Come on, Hero. Let me do the driving, and I'm just gonna have to keep much more competent focus, so I'll have to keep much more respectful to do that. There you go. First place, here I come, and gonna have to get back on the land. Alright, time to do some drifting to slide around, and come on, get that checkpoint in.
Since she was bumping me on purpose, I started bumping her on purpose, which made her bump me more, which made me bump her more, so we just kept going at each other. You see where this is going, right?
Well, it figures. That's how what happens because just really went distraction, of course. Going towards 7th place, I might need to get back on top. Come on, gonna have to stay well steered up. Going hit the land and do that quick shortcut will have to be much more guided careful. I know you guys really think that you're having a hard time to race in the hovercraft. Can take some skills and more decent handling to stay on a well-balanced mobility. For this part of the event can also last for only 3 laps without any further mistakes by missing out by only 1 checkpoint. 1 checkpoint is very much more crucial and very more important to have this part of the main objective. Come on. Just gonna have to stay together and have that current part to be well needed. Come on, just gonna have to stay like this. Pace it up.
Was that an annoyed bump? Are you getting annoyed? Oh man, I'm distracting you babbling like this in the middle of a race.
Yeah, looks like I'm just gonna have to get things through and gonna have to push it up and keep it go. Third place on the way, only 2 more to go, and still gonna have to face the handling to stay mobility balanced. Here comes the finish line, and Brooke just took the finish line at the podium.
Oh, so we just kept going at each other, and after the ride, well, one thing led to another, and our parents took us for ice cream. Did I mention we were 8? Hey, did you win? Congrats! I was distracted.
Alright, so never mind that, but it was a good race. Second time ever to take place around in Michigan. I'm still very good and well precise to be riding in to have the land and sea all together to be on the Hovercraft. But good news, Icon 1960 has entered to a brand new level. Well, Nelly. Alright, so looks like that should be good to go for having one event. Lake Michigan Interflix event. Now, it's gonna have to do a different time of event. We'll have to go for another round. But mostly to have nighttime is gonna have to take the dirt round to have 3 hovercrafts in one location. So let's go and have Lake Michigan to be as the first ordinary event. Have to go cruise around and see what it does. Different layout, 3 location to have much more specifically to see how it goes. So onward to be on the starting grid by doing the right direction and different starting position to be take place onto the same location.
3,
I really bet it does.
2,
So gonna have to turn the headlights on and gonna have to go for the sunset to be on a different forward time condition.
I love the feeling of a smooth ride over rough terrain. It's like being in water.
Sure is, Tuck. Smooth sailing and right around onto the off-road area. Yeah, looks like gonna have to do much more fine rally race skill to be differences, because just like riding on jet sprint, of course, gonna have to slow down and keep a good foot on the rudder. Good to be clear onto the checkpoint to have a good aim. Gonna have to stay on top of it because wide open turn is gonna be daring to extreme. Touchdown, and gonna have to glide around and kick the nitro. The fun just keep on going. Here comes lap number 2. Hang on. It's about to go slide around to do the rough waters. Now going back on the land. Hit the sand and get some more dirt covered up. Oh yeah, looks like gonna have to do some more surfing around to be on the calm water. Just like that. Now, the strategy will have to do some differences to stay on top in the lead. Mostly, however, I might gonna have to do some different loop parts. We'll have to be doing some spare part to be going maximum when my mailbox is about to be at full capacity. But I mean, this is gonna be so very awesome to see this part of the different track and roughly around to have some tight turns to go wide open, just like doing drifting in the hovercraft. Different style and different hybrid land-based vehicle to be going mixture to be as a water-based as well. So now currently to be at 78% in the progression. The sun is about to go down soon. Gonna have to hurry up and finish this event to be clear before the nighttime in the same spot and different layout by the track. 7 seconds is going closer to be dropped down onto 6. Come on, Tuck. Stay in second place. I really might need you at the moment. Almost there to take one more checkpoint, and then the finish line is just right over here. Yeah, a very excellent Hovercraft 360 spin is gonna be a very proud victory. Excuse me, a proud victory lap. Alright, looks like one ECU is now acquired. Good time, gonna have to go for only one more event onto the same spot again to have a detailed check. Interflix is now going to check Lake Michigan, and now nighttime. Nighttime it is. So this time it's about to go for a time condition. It's gonna have to do a good recommend to be on the loading screen. So here it comes, you guys. Let's take on the night in Lake Michigan.
2, 1.
Let's do this. Wow, so very good to have a quick head start to be in the lead. Now let's see how the different track is gonna get much more wide open to be on the land and water itself. So gonna have to follow the arrows, do the opposite way, and come for a different perspective. Here it come. Gonna have to take a good low jump. Going medium is gonna have to be on the mid-air. That's the ticket. Keep riding in and go quickly to do a daring moment. Yeah, looks like it's gonna get more excited out there to be doing some daring extreme hovercraft. Almost there to be on the first lap. Currently to have a very good straightaway to be on the main elevation to do some jump, and ventilated to have a quick chance to be on the nitro refill. Lap number 1 clear. Only 2 more to go remaining. This is going to be so very much more fun, like riding on the jet ski. But in the Crew 2 to have a hovercraft is going to be very much more fine moment to be driving in to be on the land and water during this part in the hovercraft event around in Detroit, Michigan. But especially to be raced here to be at the Great Lakes, however, but we may be see a great far distance to be around in Chicago right now. Good thing that we just passed by to be giving a good view out there in a second ago. Gonna have to keep it up. Gonna have to do that right turn. Riding in 60% remaining after passing through onto the halfway mark. Here comes lap number 3 after passing in clear in 66%. Am I doing well? Okay, looks like I get the hang of it. Good thing, learn to have a good handling response mobility to be gliding around, and gonna have to do guideline to have a good foot in the gas. But it's gonna have to do some daring jumps like this. One splash, and the second to be on the mid-air and low air. Keep going, and gonna have to stay on to the main route to get back in the water. 10% remaining in the progression and 91% to be going quickly to be going forward. Now here it comes. Full speed up ahead and take that jump. Final stretch. Let's take it. And outstanding record performance to be on the total time. 3 minutes, 47.68 seconds. Alright, looks like 20,000 bucks added with 994 is going to be adding up to do some extra earnings. With this Hovercraft, I might gonna have to do some more skills to be on Ace difficulty. So let's have a good check to do some standings to have the next event to be on the same spot. That's only 1, 2, 3. 3 events is now check. So what else should I have to do next? But I have a better idea, you guys. Maybe I should probably have to do stage number 8 later on in part 54 in the next video. However, Detroit will have to take on for only a one-way trip to have the very distance to go in to be on Detroit to Miami. But only one event is going to be very much more important to have one hypercar will have to be set up and will recommend ever since from Hypercar's planes. But I bet I might have to go again for doing the first time ever to be in the full walkthrough after having one event to be labeled as a practice. So let's go in there and participate.
Hypercar races are long, high speed, and illegal as hell. So they're Teal's idea of a party. He'll drive his P1, yeah, I know. Hard to imagine him in a hybrid, but trust me, in this one, he's a beast. A beast with great gas mileage, but still a beast.
Yep. I guess Teal is about to pick his McLaren P1, so I'm about to choose my best favorite beast. The beast itself is the GT by Citroën. Perfect hypercar and Gran Turismo iconic vehicle to be classed as a road car ever since to be made in 2008. So let's give it a go and cruise around to be on the night time in about 3 seconds to be on the grid.
1.
Let's get it on. Okay folks, this will might have one hypercar event. We'll have to take a place-to-place event ever since I've been participating to be on the West Coast in Los Angeles. We'll have to go up the north from LA to San Francisco to Seattle. So let's hit the highway and gonna have to drive careful because traffic cars are in the way. Gonna have to stay on track. Go for the clean racing without any contact by traffic vehicles. So now gonna have to take that intersection. Hold on, gonna have to slow down and let 2 town vehicles will have to go through. Always be a polite driver to be raced around in the highway. Now let's roll it out and gonna have to keep press on to stay in the main route. But I know you guys really think that having a hypercar event is gonna be a very long trip. So you might have to be very focused and be well precise with no distraction. There you go, checkpoint clear. Gonna have to go up in about 10% in the progression. Time to slow down. Going clear. Now arriving in New Harlan. The highway is about to get closer, so time to switch up to be on the road. So you see folks, when you're driving in the road, you might have to be modest or just gonna have to go passive to be more moderate aggressive when you're gonna have to get things to go clearly to be on a clear road. But in the meantime, because whenever you might need to see a traffic car, be very careful because you might have to do one overtake and gonna have to keep focusing on during this part in Detroit Hypercar event. But this one is the second time ever I've been participating in. We'll have to take some skills and endurance will have to be exactly in around 30 minutes. So now, arriving in Coral State, pass by to see several residents and gonna have to keep moving on to be in the same route. But next turn on the way, so gonna have to slow down and get into the streets. This part of the route is gonna be very more difficult for only hypercars that might have to be very exercise caution, but wide open and gonna have to do a quickest way to do some shortcuts without any mistakes because the trees are in the way. But mostly perfectly to be in the environment, but it'll have to be on the stopping point progression in 20%. So there's one deer passed by because it was a doe. I kind of like does because they are also to be specifically as females. Now going straight, kick up the nitro. No traffic cars here, so I'm in the clear. Genuine checkpoint clear. Keep pressing on, and still in the coral state. Now arriving in at Mississippi Plateau for the GT Real Car. Team UDRS in Sportec takes a lot of skills to be facing through into the streets. But however, because several opponents are about to be gunning right in while Sportec is stay in the lead. Just to be more carefully because several does are roaming around to be in the open field. But here comes the bus. Perfect time to have a left turn to get back in the highway. So I really bet Tio in his McLaren P1 is still in second place. But I bet he does. He might be waiting for me to get things up to go for having a serious street race event. Just for having one hypercar, we'll have to take a fierce showdown between Citroën and McLaren. Come on, just gonna have to go right in to take on for doing the left side to be on the highway for incoming traffic cars. Just hold on one simple break. Minor setback, folks. Almost forgot about one other thing. To have a triangle section is going to be very more confusing to tell. But the blue line, that will might give us something that will might need to be more reminder. Come on, gonna have to keep going. It'll have to take time to be going forward to be into the south, because driving up the north from Detroit will have to take a long distance road trip to be driving around. There's one doe over here to be entered in the highway, so be very careful, you guys. Don't get caught by a distraction. As for the 8 hypercars are still currently to be driving around in the highways of Mississippi Plateau, but only one UDRS racer in the GT by Citroën hypercar discipline is going to have to be more clearly to be on the lookout for any low-level traffic cars are in the way. But it's almost to be clear because one passed by and several of the residents to be seen to be passed by to be labeled here. Coming in to take on to have a location to be driving around until hit the road to be going right in. Now for the left turn, just gonna have to keep driving forward, slow and steady, and dodge one traffic car in the way. %43% in the progression. That was close. Good thing one civilian in the Ford vehicle is now taking the right turn. Still in one piece, and close call for sure. Alright, so time to go left. So we are arrived in the south. Forest Hills. Now, the next town is about to get closer and about a few more miles to go remaining. So let's pull the brake. Here we are, folks. Nashville. Just only 1/4 mile distant to have one single checkpoint. We'll go proceed to be on the entered and exit Nashville to go back in the Forest Hills. Looks like the next trip is about to go down to be at New Orleans. Very good to speed up. 50%, halfway there to be on the long distance progression. So you guys might have to be well drive it route to go explore, because it takes exactly in around 8 minutes 51 seconds ever since the start of the Detroit Hypercar race. Will have to be on the different places to go explore. But here comes a traffic car in a Chevy Camaro just to be drive normally. Gonna have to go overtake, and the Dodge Charger SRT8 is now gonna have to be roaming around to do a usual normal routine. By driving explore around in the Midwest and drive forward to be going down into the South region of America. But here it is. Old Louisiana is now arriving in to be called out to be on the main map. Looks like the highway road is still coming around to have some construction props, so I might have to be very more careful not to scratch my beautiful ride. Still going straight, keeping up, and gonna have to go way further in. There's one deer over there. Oh, looks like I just barely took one single scratch, but it'll have to be more competently careful to be racing in the highway. But here we are, folks. New Orleans has now arrived into the checkpoint of destination. But still gonna have to take time to be raced around to be in the highway, so it'll have to be proceed to be on the check mark. We'll have to go in at 64%. Okay, that was close. Much more fun, genuine to be cruising around to have a nice, magnificent view to be in the south. Good thing having a very distant, we'll have to take some time to go in to be at the Gulf Coast. Let's keep on driving and stay on journey to be cruising around to have a highway trip to go on the road. Okay, next turn on the right. T intersection will have to be arrive here to be at Tampa Bay. Okay, looks like there's a citywide bus. Gonna have to go overtake. Then, here we are. Tampa City. Mostly to have the best time to do the exact differences to be on the opposite when we participate in stage number 3 in the US Speed Tour East. But not to mention, because this beautiful bridge is going to be a very stunning view out there to be driving in, to be cruising around, to be in America. Just to be driving with hypercars to be exactly that we might have a souvenir photo op, we'll have to be keep it well in case. We're almost there, folks. In about a few more miles to get to Florida, we'll be arrived at the current destination at the finish line. So it looks to me, because one last drag race will have to be at the final stretch, we'll have to be on the long road stretch, we'll have to be, never mind, because I might gonna have to stick it to the game plan, because I'm still in the lead, and currently to take a long time to be in 12 minutes ever since I've been starting out to have a hypercar race to be at Detroit to be on the same spot, and currently to be in a different route. But I know one event is going to be a very long trip ever since from Hypercar's planes in the live summit. But I mean, that was from Dallas for having a different event to be on the different trip distance from Dallas, Texas to the Keys in Florida. So here we are, folks. Orange Grove, but it's not yet far because Miami, Florida is about to be arrived soon. So just you wait, and gonna have to keep press on to be on the next street by the main checkpoint. There are some buildings. Looks like I have arrived in Miami. Okay, so let's do it. And this time it's about to go Miami ride, just like having a retrospective street race event. Oh boy, looks like traffic cars are careful because I just really don't want to get up into the accident. %9 remaining, 8% remaining. Looks like clear traffic is about to go up anytime soon, but it'll have to be a little bit more modest. We'll have to be much more fine parked vehicles to be roaming around. Okay, there goes the construction props. Good thing I just barely dodged it. And stay on the right side. Hello Miami, Florida. The GT5 Citroen UTRS Hypercar is ready to go cruise around to be roaming in the streets. But I cannot believe it because the Magic City in Miami is going to be so beautiful to have the most iconic places in America. Looks like next turn on the right, it's about to go drag race, so this is it. Finish line is just right up ahead, folks. Time to kick it up to go for the rolling start to have a quarter-mile run. There you go, looks like no problem, and clear straightaway is made it on time at the finish line. Wow, looks like it was so fun and brilliant to have 15-minute race time is going to be well proud moment. Just like LA to go up the north to Seattle, but going down into the south from the Midwest to Miami is perfectly to have the most finest hypercar event in the season. But good thing the fall season is still around, but in about a few more days left until winter will be arrived soon. So let's have a good check to be on the map. Well, I bet it does because long distance is going to get much more cut around to be roughly ever since to be doing some different route from Detroit. See what I mean? Because half a bit onto the track layout is going to be being cut up ever since to be doing around in exactly like maybe around in 8 minutes during the replay whenever it might have to do some different part into the main segment. So alright, so I guess part 53 is going to be a very good, excellent Hovercraft event plus Hypercar in Detroit to be going down onto Miami. Just like doing an East event in the US Speed Tour East Edition, but it's going to have to do perfectly to have one last event and a special to be going back to New York City in Manhattan. Alright folks, time to wrap this up before at the end of the video, so stage number 8 will be ready to go for tomorrow, and then the special in Harlem will have to take the final round and the finish line before moving on in the West Edition. Thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS livery, Total Drama fan art with card liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time in part 54 in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.